Let's look at factoring polynomials using common factors. The idea here is we want to use the distributive property, which says that AB plus AC is equal to A times B plus C. I essentially want to see what they have in common and then pull it out front. As an example, let's look at 12x cubed plus 30x squared. I can see that 12 and 30 have a 6 in common. And both of these terms here have at least 2 x's. So if I remove the 6 from the 12, I'm left with 2. And I remove 2 of the x's, so I'm left with 1. If I remove the 6 from the 30, I'm left with 5. And I remove both of the x's. And we can double check this work, multiplying out. 6 times 2 is 12, and x squared times x is x cubed. 6x squared times 5 would be 30x squared. So we did in fact factor this correctly. Let's look at another one. This one's a little bit different, but I can see that both pieces have this x minus 3 piece. So they do have that in common. So if I remove it and pull it out front, with the first term I'm left with an x squared, and the second term I'm left with a 7. So we get x minus 3 times x squared plus 7. Next, let's look at x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x minus 12. This one doesn't have a single thing that all of them have in common, but the idea is we're going to break it into pieces. My first piece, I can see they have an x squared in common. They both have at least an x squared. That leaves me with an x for the first piece and a minus 3 for the second piece. For my second two, I can see that they have a 4 in common. That'll leave me with an x and a minus 3. From here, we can see that they each have this x minus 3 piece. So I can pull that out front and have x minus 3 times x squared plus 4. Let's look at another one. If I start with these first two pieces, we can see they have an x squared in common, and I'm left with an x plus 2. My second two, they actually have a negative 3 in common, and that'll once again leave me with x plus 2. Since I'm removing a negative 3, I went ahead and removed the negative sign and made it plus. Now that I've done that, I can see they each have this x plus 2 piece, so I can pull that out front, and I'm left with an x squared minus 3. So we factored this into x plus 2 times x squared minus 3.